The famed tzaddik of Yerushalayim, Rabbi Ari Levin, once went with his wife to the doctor. He said to the doctor, "Hey doc, please, you gotta help us. My wife's leg is killing us." Seems like a strange statement, right? When we look at this week's Parsha, Parsha's Bereshit, we see a very special and important message and theme that comes out. Let's look at it. We see that God says it's not good that man should be alone. So he goes and he creates Eve. Fast forward a short while, and Eve is enticed by the snake and eats from the tree. And Adam is embarrassed and he hides. And God enters into conversation with him and he calls out to him, "Adam, where are you?" And Adam says, "I'm sorry, I was a bit ashamed, I was embarrassed." And God says to him, "Why you were embarrassed? Because you're naked. Why did you eat from the tree?" And Adam says, "This woman that you gave me to eat." You would think that right after that, God would say to Adam, "Hey, Adam, don't blame someone else. Take responsibility." But no, right away God turns to Eve and he says, "Why'd you do that?" If we look a little later in the Parsha, we see the whole story of Cain and Abel. Now, in that instance, unfortunately, Cain kills his brother Abel. And again, God seeks him out to enter into a conversation with him, hopefully that he'll do some repentance. And so he says, "Hey, Cain, where's your brother?" And Cain says, "What am I, my brother's keeper?" And to this, God gets really annoyed. And he says, "The ground, your brother's blood is crying out to me." We see from the tzaddik, Rabbi Yaakov of Ishbitz, why it is in the first case, with Adam and him saying, "This wife she gave me to eat," why God didn't right away rebuke him. Why he didn't find flaw with his blaming Eve. Whereas in the second instance, with Cain and Abel, when Cain says, "What am I, my brother's keeper?" God in a sense rebukes him and he says, "His blood is crying out to me." What was it? You see, Cain was saying, "God, you created everything. You're the one who's in control of everything. You created me a certain way with certain talents and certain predispositions, like to anger and to a bad temper. So, you're kind of to blame, in a sense, for me getting so pissed off at my brother and killing him." And that's what he was saying with his rebuttal to God. "Am I my brother's keeper?" To which God responds, "The ground, the tzaddik's blood is calling out to me." If it was the case that it was from me, then there would be no injustice here. But that the ground itself, that the blood itself of the righteous is crying out, it shows that your argument is flawed. Why then was God not annoyed at Adam's response? The truth is, Adam wasn't blaming Eve in a sense. According to Rabbi Yaakov of Ishbitz, what Adam was doing was saying, "Listen, God, you created the world, and you gave me this woman. And from the moment you gave me this woman, I understood it must be good because you gave me her. You decided that this is something I should have, and I became one with her. And therefore, when she went ahead and ate from the tree, and she's my other half, well, I had to eat too. She's going down, I'm going down with her." And to this, God remained silent. "This woman you gave me, she gave me to eat." God says, "Listen, I get it. If your wife's foot is hurting, both your feet are hurting." But with regard to Cain, this was not the case. Cain was an example of someone who didn't want to take responsibility, where Adam was a case of someone who accepted full responsibility. This is the theme and the message that we see here in Parshas Bereshit. God created all. And God created the world, and with the letter Beit, He started the Sefer Torah. Beit being the number 2, saying there's me and you, saying that it's not good for man to be alone. God said that a man should aspire for right away a Beit. Beit means a bayit, a home. And that is a woman. A woman is called the home. And so too God says, man, you're made in my image. Look, I went and married the Jewish people. Trust me, it's good. You should marry. Take responsibility. Responsibility is good. Don't shirk it. Be a man who doesn't run away and hides, but instead is willing to face responsibility, is willing to take on that load, because ultimately this is for the good. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.